Your dial is set at 710. If you're planning a cruise this fall or winter, make your news dealer your first port of call. He's got this week's Q, featuring a 20-page section detailing over 500 1960-1961 cruises to Europe, to the Orient, to the West Indies, and to South America. The Q to your next cruise is in Q now. Get a copy of Q magazine today. This is WOR, AM and FM New York, owned and operated by RKO General. The season ends tonight at Palisades Amusement Park. Hurry over for the big 2-for-1 special on all rides at Palisades Amusement Park. At the WOR time tone, the time will be 4 p.m.
This is Sanford Marshall reporting. For all the news as it happens, stay tuned to this station. And now the news. It is a drizzling gray day in New York City today as the United Nations General Assembly meets to voice its approval or disapproval of Dag Hammarskjöld's handling of the Congo situation. The Assembly is tense. The city is tense. Soviet Premier Khrushchev is probably 500 miles out at sea and due to arrive tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Cuba's Fidel Castro should arrive at Idlewild Airport within the hour. Poland's Communist Party chief Gomulka and Czechoslovakia's President Novotny arrive this evening around 6:30 p.m. And Congo's one-time premier, Patrice Lumumba, reported alive and safe, has asked for a UN plane to fly him to this historic session of the UN, says he has a plan to save the Congo. The host city of New York is braced with security police at every point where they expect trouble. Already demonstrators have ranged themselves around the United Nations. 1,500 Cubans, pro-Castro, are gathered at Idlewild Airport with cards saying, "Welcome Fidel, give him hell." Castro is likely to be the most controversial of all the visiting heads of state and likely to be the most closely guarded. We'll have more news in a moment. A British newspaper said today that Khrushchev has invited President Eisenhower and Prime Minister Macmillan to open peace talks in New York City. The newspaper says that Macmillan will probably accept. President Eisenhower has asked the American people to remain calm when Soviet Premier Khrushchev arrives in the United States next week. But the State Department has showed its concern that Soviet Premier Khrushchev may use the American facilities of TV and radio for propaganda, has asked some of the networks to beware of this possibility. Vice President Nixon said yesterday that he would never mention the visit of Khrushchev again in his campaigning. Today, Senator John Kennedy said he will not exploit Khrushchev's visit for campaign purposes and would meet the Soviet premier only if his Republican rival sees the Russian too. The Reverend Dr. Norman-Vincent-Peale says his offer to resign his pulpit at Marble Collegiate Church in New York City has been refused. He said he made the offer as a result of his recent involvement in the debate on religion in presidential politics. Today, Peale received a standing tribute from his congregation when he appeared in the pulpit. Tropical Storm Florence has been sighted by reconnaissance aircraft about 70 statute miles southeast of Turks Island in the Bahamas. Highest winds of the storm are estimated to be 50 miles an hour at present, but the storm is expected to slowly intensify during the next 24 hours. It is reported moving west at about 17 miles an hour. This is Sanford Marshall reporting from New York.